Wow. Looking up at that little counter starting a live stream in basically the last 3 months. So, hello, everyone. Welcome back to my channel. Uh, in the state of what it is, welcome back to Smirking Reviews. This is Rob. And yeah, if anybody who knows, if you stumbled upon this channel, welcome. If you're a returning person, welcome back. Uh, it's definitely been a long time. Well, feels like a long time. Wow, Dee's here, Deborah's here, Bill's here. Hey, what's up, everybody? I've been trying to figure out how to come back, and I got a book today, and I get a lot of books, but I got a book today. I was like, you know what? Why don't you try to talk about comic books today? Why don't you try to ease your way back in and get the juices flowing a little bit and talk about the books that you got and do a little unboxing halfway through and show everybody off, this new key book that I got. And it is a key and it's a good key. So I'm not going to like suddenly bust out a book that sucks or only a couple of people want or some other thing. We've got some books in this pile here we'll be talking about that are more niche. So, yeah. This is again, I gotta knock the dust off here, but we're just gonna have a little chat. It's hot here. As you can see, I've got a fan on, so if you hear that, I apologize, but it's hot. I'm not even wearing like a regular shirt. I'm wearing my Big Trouble in Little China Jack Burton tank top tonight because fuck it, it's hot. All right. So we are talking comics because anybody who knows me knows that I love comics probably above all forms of most entertainment. I've been in love with comics since I was a freshman in high school. I knew about comics. I even have a comics channel on here where this video will probably end up after it's over. If it doesn't get taken down for some reason, I don't know why. I'm not going to be like opening all the books and stuff like that. We're just going to be talking about comics. Yeah, Jack Burton. Yeah, it's kind of a good return to wear the Jack Burton shirt. The guy was just kind of there. And so we got a lot of books to talk about because I know that when I work with Darren over at D's Reviews, which if you have not been to D's Reviews, definitely go check out his channel, where I've been spending most of my time on YouTube. Outside of my channel. So anyway, I've been trying to figure out where to start because there's a lot going on. There's a lot going on, and not just comics. I said this is comic unboxing and more. So we're going to have a lot of and more going on. So where do I start? Okay, well, my birthday was last month, and I got to do some cool stuff. I got to go to a place called Galloping Ghosts, which was this giant arcade in Illinois. And I had a really good time. And on that birthday, I received a few things, and I'm going to show a couple of them off here that I got. Because why not? We're showing off stuff today. It's not bragging. These are things that if you like these things, you can find them. But I got some really cool Funkos from someone. A lot of really cool Funkos. But I'm going to show off a couple of them that really meant a lot. This was a really nice birthday. I didn't have to do anything too crazy. I didn't jump out of a plane, and I didn't make a 2.5-hour video about my time in a cult and how that fucked up my life. This time I just had some fun and saw Thor and enjoyed it. And after that was all over, I got some cool stuff. And the first Funko Pop I'm going to show you is I'm showing you this because to share my love of Critical Role. I got a Keyleth from The Legend of Vox Machina. Well, from Critical Role, but if you might know her, if you haven't watched the show Critical Role, you might have watched The Legend of Vox Machina. Cool, true story about this is I almost bought it the day that I got it. And when I went back to the store, the comic book shop, Graham Cracker Comics, I highly recommend them too. This was gone. So I had missed it. So when I didn't buy it, somebody else did. And there it was in the box. So that's the first thing I want to show. Second one is, this is another interesting story. So some friends of mine, that are also subscribers, doesn't matter, we're friends. Desiree's here. Welcome, Desiree. I sent them all something, and I meant to get myself one, and I didn't. And then there in the box, in a really cool special cube, was this Funko Pop that I was really happy to get for my friends. And now I have mine. It's the This Is Fine dog. Yay! Comes in his own little, got his own little chair and his fire in the background. I really, really freaking wanted this. Rena's here. Welcome. Wow, the gang's all here. So we're talking about that. That's a good. All right. Now here's the coup de grace. I've shown this to some people, but for the people in the archives, this was the thing that almost brought me. I got emotional. I got a little emotional when I saw this one, because this one's all. I mean, this is me. Going all way back to when I was a teenager. I hitched my wagon. Is that what you say? Is that the saying? I don't know, but I decided to follow a band a long time ago, and I've loved them. They are my favorite band of all time, and I think it's Hitch Your Wagon to the Right Horse. I don't know. I've been at work all day. And they're still around, and they're still relevant. Like a few bands, more than a few really, from my era. And so much say the last relevant era, but I'm kidding. Everybody, you like what you like, but we're still right. We're the best. Sorry, because we didn't die of drug overdoses. Not all of us. Some of us decided to keep going. Gino's here, and so this is the other Funko that I got, and it's a very, very, very special one. It's the 5-pack Pearl Jam Funkos. Oh, the guys. Mike McCready, Jeff Ament, Eddie Vedder, Matt Cameron, and Stone Gossard. This is my life. So I really, I love it so much. Okay, so those were the kind of like little frivolous things. I did get, where did it go? I did get a new wallet. I've been carrying around the same wallet for a long time, and I'm not getting rid of it. Am I gonna sing? No. But I have been carrying around this metal Fight Club cigarette lighter wallet. I should just grab it. 1 second. I'm afraid I'm knocking out my camera. I don't care. Okay, so I've been carrying around, and it's rough. I've been keeping this sucker together with tape to make sure, because I can't find it anywhere else. Anywhere. I've had this baby for a while. This is my Fight Club wallet. Put cigarettes in here and your money clip and everything. And it also was a lighter. There's a lighter inside this thing. And at one time when I smoked, like I said, it's keeping together with tape. I'm actually going to retire that, and just so that it stays in the condition that it's in. But the new wallet I got, I'm really happy with. If you can't, it doesn't get much nerdier than this, right? This is a fresh cut grass wallet from Critical Role, the little automaton robot on Critical Role Campaign 3. His mouth is a zipper that you can put stuff in. So out with retiring the old. So I think that's all that I'm gonna really show off right now for that. So before we go too long, all right, uh, I actually should tell everybody that I had everything set up on the green screen. I had the green screen all set up. I had the background going. Everything was working good. Um, and then it just the comics wouldn't show up real well with the green screen on. So I have to, since I kind of threw this all together tonight, I just have to. We went simple with the old ass background, but it's still a bunch of X-Men and Wolverine and Gambit and everybody behind me, so it's still all good. So the next thing we're going to show is, speaking of, is I don't have a lot of graded comics. And that's kind of changed. I mean, I have like almost none other than some that somebody gave me. But I started investing a little bit in graded comics, just a little bit. And so I figured I'd show off my graded comics. Again, to the people that, again, this was inspired by some of the things that other subscribers had said on other videos, mostly I think on Dee's channel, people like Silver Surfer. People kind of wanted to check out my comics. So I figured this is just the start. Okay, this is just the start. Now we are shooting the graded comics right off the bat. And then we're going to start with, I got this from a friend. This is the new Fantastic Four, number 546. This is a variant edition by Michael Turner. This is a sketch variant, 9.8 on this sucker. It's got Black Panther and Silver Surfer on the cover. It's also a Galactus cover or issue. Pretty dope. The next one we have also in a 9.8 is Captain America, number 25. It's a variant edition of the Civil War epilogue issue where Captain America gets gunned down after turning himself in at the end of the comic book Civil War. Definitely would have been a different thing for the MCU. This is the Wizard World Los Angeles variant. I should point that out. I believe this is Wizard World Philadelphia for this one. Hey, it's Barbaro. What's up, man? You've been looking. Desiree says she's been looking for a new wallet using an old one. Well, $20. $20. That's all I needed. Next up, we have Hulk number 1. This is the Red Hulk number 1. This is the Los Angeles Wizard World variant. I do believe this is also a Michael Turner. Yep, this is also a Michael Turner. And in 9.8. So pretty cool. Okay, next up is something. This is the newest one I got. I already own this in a raw copy, and I never would have bought it for myself outright. I don't think. I probably would have never thought to get it. The ones that I tend to buy for myself would be real personal stuff. But I tried out a little while back. I tried out a service from Bry's Comics, who had a thing where you could, the top prize would be like Ultimate Fallout 4 second printing in a 9.8. But other people would get other things, and honestly, there was like second place and then like third place, but not really. They were more like tiers, but the top was grand prize. Well, I got the mid one, and honestly, after I got it, I was more excited about this than I was the other ones, because this is Secret Wars number 2, the Jonathan Hickman Secret Wars number 2 in a 9.8. This is the one I got, and actually this is a really good comic to have. Why? Because of Secret Wars is coming up. But this book is particularly interesting because this is, well, first off, this is Alex Ross and all the Thors on the cover. So just gorgeous Alex Ross cover. But inside this book is the first appearance of God Doom, Emperor Doom, but his god form, like just doom, but like the nth degree. And for X-Men fans, this is also the first appearance of Mr. Sinister's Bar Sinister, which I'm a big fan of Mr. Sinister. So this actually, for a book that I would never get for myself, having somebody else, kind of randomly pick it for me, because they were guaranteed to be books worth in this tier at least about $350. And I looked it up. They were right. These were selling for about $350 in the 9.8. So even though I would never have bought it for myself, I now have it, and I'm glad I do. Now, these are the ones that are personal. I got 3 other ones, and anybody again knows me, look at the backgrounds. These are the ones that I really, wanted to get for myself, and I'll probably get more of these slowly but surely throughout the course of my life. But first, and they're kind of in quick succession too. These are really close in time, issues that came out. So the first one is Uncanny X-Men number 125. This is in an 8.5. I'm not particular. Like, I was being particular in this, but even not that particular, because I kind of, in the end, everyone, my comic collection is for me. I am not doing this to sell my books. I don't get these so I can speculate on buying them. Speculation for me, if I watch a spec video, it's just reminding me of the books I want already. But that's not to say that when I'm like long ways down the road, looking for some extra cushion in my older years, yeah, some of these are gonna find their way out of my life, but I hopefully will end up giving them to, selling them to someone who will also continue on. But this issue is the cameo appearance of Mutant X, who is actually who they call Proteus, and he is the son of Moira McTaggart. But I just love this color because this is before Dark Phoenix. This is Phoenix being Phoenix, and I was really happy to get some of these before Dark Phoenix, which leads me right to the next one, which is 126, Uncanny X-Men in a 9.2. The issue right after that, I believe this is Dave Cockrum. Yep, a Dave Cockrum cover. And this is the full appearance of Mutant X, Proteus. Why is Proteus important? Though, like, some people will go, what's the big deal? Well, he's a reality bender, and I'm a big fan of reality benders, like Legion. And it's just he's just a kid who couldn't control his power, and became this like super out of control thing, like, which tends to happen, in the old X universe. In fact, I actually have issue 127. I just don't have it graded. The Power of Proteus. So this is just kind of a cheat. It's the next one, but it wasn't graded, and I kind of just decided to show you. The next one, though, is the first one I ever bought graded, and I really wanted this one so bad. And some people will be like, "Why the hell do you want that?" But it's because you like what you like. I like a lot of characters that are kind of on the fringe. I think that's just where I live, everybody. I live out on the fringe, and I give chances to things I think that are cool, and I end up liking them. And this is Uncanny X-Men number 130, the very first one I bought. It's in an 8.0. Because, I'm not made of money, but I just wanted the book. And this is the first appearance of Allison Blair, a.k.a. Dazzler. This is an issue just past a very important issue. But this is where, like, the start really of, like, this and, like, the previous one a little bit. Yeah, the last issue and this issue starts to lead down where the Dark Phoenix saga is. But first appearance of Dazzler. People don't understand how powerful she actually is. Her powers, like, they tie it to the music, and it's kind of when she came out, it kind of just was that time period. But Allison Blair's light powers are very, very powerful, and very, very cool. And since look, girl characters are hot, whether you like it or not. I like girl characters. Allison Blair, I would love to see her show up very soon in the MCU at some point. So those are all my graded books. Yeah, she's definitely Gem in the holograms, Bill. um, what do I mean before? Oh, what do you mean before Dark Phoenix? Here's the thing about Dark Phoenix is as much shit as I've given X-Men 3 and Dark Phoenix period. I mean, they deserve it. We still have the animated series version, and even though that's still an abridged version of it, we do have a good Phoenix saga out there. So, and the books are never ruined by what the shows and movies do. Oh, okay, Bill, I know. I'm just so now we're gonna be getting to the unboxing pretty soon, but first up, we're going to talk about more books. So the ones in the actual thumbnail, I figured, well, we might as well mention them because I actually kind of used books that I weren't necessarily like the top key books. But the next couple are just some kind of fun ones that were in the thumbnail. And this is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, number 5. I don't know. I only own 2 copies of Ninja Turtles, and one is number 5. I don't have 1, 2, 3, or 4. But yeah. This one I actually got from a friend, and I found it in a collection that I don't even think it was meant to be there. Desiree says, the 90s series did a good job of adapting comics. This Bill. Desiree says, I have an irrational hate of her because of her breaking my Nightcrawler's heart in New X-Men. I know it's like one of the worst X-Men run and should be forgotten, but never made me stop loathing her. Well, they should have never done that in the first place because just like Rogue and Gambit, Allison Blair belongs with Longshot. So, they can switch around and try new things, but in the end, Longshot and Dazzler belong together. But the next book is another one that's pretty cool. It's not the first issue or anything, just a great cover for Garth Ennis's Preacher. I've shown this one to a few people. It's pretty cool. This is number 3. Sorry, I've been watching a lot of Critical Role Campaign 2, and Jester's starting to rub off on me. Make it stop. Preacher number 3. Yeah, I don't really have a story beyond this other than that's a really cool cover. It was a really cool show. If you haven't watched Preacher, you're really missing out. But the next 2 we're going to talk about are pretty special. A couple people know about this, at least a couple people that are here in this room, in this chat room. And I wanted to bring this up because this was really something nice that someone in the community did for me. Made it possible for me to get this book. And I got the other one up here just to kind of give it a little more context. Because I've been trying to get my hands on old, the Brubaker Captain Americas. Winter Soldier is probably my favorite MCU single, solo, standalone-ish movie. Civil War is real close to that. And so I had my eye on this, and someone from the community made it happen. And because of that, and I don't want to embarrass them, so I'm not going to say who it is. But I was able to get my hands on the direct edition of Captain America number 1 by Ed Brubaker and Steve Epting, and this is the first appearance of the Winter Soldier. This one also gets me. This is a really important book for me. This is a really important run. I love this run. I did eventually get my hands on this sucker and most of that first run of Captain America from this time period. Cap is, in my opinion, his book is falling on a lot of weird times, probably a little bit because, there's no Cap in the MCU right now outside of Sam, and that's fine. But Steve Rogers is gone, so the books are kind of waning a little bit. And I just wanted to bring that up because that's a really important book in my collection, even if it wasn't. It's a very important key. I mean, I kind of gloss over that this is the first appearance of the freaking Winter Soldier, everybody. Freaking great book in its own right, and a great run. This is such a great run. Brubaker gets Captain America. So big key. So we're talking about cool books here. I think, and for all of you that watching the archives, that pick this up, you know, we're showing up. Now we're gonna get into some stuff like, okay, the rest of this stuff that I'm gonna show you, except for the very end, about halfway, a little past halfway through, is only from one box, including those two Captain Americas. The way I do my comics is everybody's got their thing. I'm sure some people just do straight alphabetically. Some break it down by companies, blah blah blah. Well, I started with the independents from a long time ago, and I don't have a lot of old independent books. And even though this one is technically a DC, I put it with my independents just because it feels like an independent book, and it's just it's a fun cover. And if you like this show, this brings back some nice nostalgia. But this is, what is this? What number is this? This is Animaniacs number 9, the Pulp Fiction cover. It has Natural Born Jokers, Pulped Fractions, and Reservoir Mice. I had to get this when I saw it. It's just Dot as Uma Thurman. I mean, it's just fantastic. I mean, she's reading the script for Lethal Weapon. If you look close there. So there's that. Okay. Really, really cool. I loved Animaniacs. I still love Animaniacs. All right. That's one of the things about our generation, everybody, is we love our stuff all the way through our entire lives, and we will. And we are the reason why things stay alive, because we can't let things die. We just keep liking it. But our stuff holds up. I mean, Animaniacs holds up like a mofo. All right. So, all right. The next books, though, are like basically all Image Comics, iconic books from that time period of the 90s when they kind of tried to take over and gave us some really good books when they actually came out. So the first one, and these are like alphabetical order, but this is the Max number 1. I would draw the shit out of this guy. I was obsessed with drawing the Max for a while. What seems like a while when you're a teenager. But this is Sam Keith, who, if anybody knows, got a lot of work in Marvel Comics Presents, did a lot of great work over there in the early 90s, late 80s. Did some really solid stuff, and he got his own book. And this became an MTV cartoon. This book is insane in the membrane, and I mean literally. This is a trippy-ass book, one of the trippiest books you'll ever read. It's insane, and I love the show. The show is really good, too. You can probably find it on YouTube. But I was obsessed with drawing this guy all the time. And it's not a really valuable book, I think, at all, because at the time when Image was coming out, I mean, people were buying every book in droves because it was the new thing. And then they just, just like X-Men number 1 from Jim Lee back in 91, it just flooded the market. And that book is still like, everybody's got a copy, at least one copy of X-Men number 1. It's like the old joke that somebody said, I think it was Dennis Leary, about everybody got Frampton Come Alive in the mail back in the 70s or whatever. Well, everybody had like almost all of these Image books. Like we were, whatever. But we're covering the hits. We're returning with Savage Dragon number 1 by Eric Larson, the guy who had took over for Todd McFarlane on Amazing Spider-Man. This book is really okay. Like, I really liked this when I was a kid. It's still going, which is another cool thing. But after I got out of comics for a while, I never went back, and I didn't even know this was still a thing. But Savage Dragon number 1, Chicago cop, very violent, sexy times, regenerates. I have no idea what happens in this book anymore. I just know that it got real complicated, and then I stopped collecting comics. And now I wish I should probably get on this and read all the back stuff on Savage Dragon. But very popular at the time. Now this is again a no-brainer. A lot of people have this, and but it's good to show this off, because this book caused me a lot of trouble when I was younger. This book got me in a lot of trouble because my family, being Jehovah's Witnesses, they didn't like comic books, period. They thought Spider-Man was a demon. Uh, you know, anything to keep, in control, whatever. But I'm not here to talk about that. I'm here to now show you Spawn #1, Todd McFarlane. Look, when I was a kid, art was all that mattered. The writing didn't matter to me. It wasn't until a few years later that I started to really get into writing more. I was a writer when I was I was writing when I was young. When it came to comics, I was more into the art. And while I really do like Todd McFarlane's art, I don't know how I really feel about the dude himself. But this is an important book in of my life. This series is good. I really like all the Spawn I've read that I did read back then. I tried getting into it now, but it's just so I feel so out of touch after so many issues because this is still running too. But this is a big book, and when we finally get that movie, which who knows, maybe it'll be good. The 90s one, look, when it came out, I didn't care. I was just so happy to see Spawn. But and speaking of, we might as well just carry on because we also have Spawn Batman by Frank Miller and Todd McFarlane. I had to bring it up to you because it's Frank Miller and Todd McFarlane working together. Again, if you're not into these guys, you're not into these guys. But Spawn Batman, I believe this is probably going to be a thing at some point in the near future. Near-ish future. Okay, next up is Wildcats #1. Speaking of Jim Lee stuff, this was his first book after X-Men. I always liked the character of Grifter, who is actually, still does a lot of stuff. Again, when this came out, I really tried to get into all of these books. These are important books to me. These are more like nostalgia for me, more than oh God, I love this book so much. But Jim Lee's my favorite artist of all time, and so I couldn't help it not get into this a little bit more and have this back in my collection. And they were all cheap, because again, these books were flooding the market, and were everywhere. So anyway, next up we have the X-Files from Wizard #1/2. Come to think of it, I don't even know why I have this in here. It's really weird. I don't remember. I mean, I just picked it up and I started talking about it because it was here, but I don't remember putting it in the pile. It's really weird. Did you see me put this over here? Did I put this here? I had to have put this here, right? This is really weird. Yeah, it's my Mulder Funko Pop, but I don't remember doing that. It's really okay. Anyway, sorry. It feels like I just went into dead air. Okay, we're back. We're back. Okay. Then wow. Okay. Next up, Youngblood, because we gotta end it with we gotta end the image stuff out of Layfield. Can't go anywhere without Mr. Don't Draw Feet. But this is Youngblood #2. And again, the only reason I own this is because this is the key. This is the first appearance of Prophet. I like Layfield like I like the old Transformers cartoon. If you don't understand what I'm saying, then I don't know what to tell you. But it is a key. And there's supposed to be something happening with Rob Layfeld's Youngblood Prophet character. So, So that's the end of the Independence. So since we've only got this other little stack back, I think it's time to do our unboxing. The first appearance of Blood, Muscle, and Murder Pockets. Thanks, Bill. And yes, my X-File comic is an X-File? Yeah, I don't know, everybody. I might have some missing time going on, so I don't know. It was really weird. So anyway, without further ado, what did I get in the mail today? What book? What key comic book could I possibly have that anyone would have any interest in seeing? I got my little box cutter from work. This is in a little Gemini. I saved this all day. I was trying to figure out the best way to like open this, and I was like, I'd really like to open this up with everyone, because this is a book that's been quietly in the back of my mind, and I finally am breaking it open. Got their little nice little seal here. I don't do unboxing videos. I just thought that this would be fun to try. Whoa, hey. Okay, everybody. Got some tape here to get off. Must be careful not to cut it with my box cutter. Okay, I just put the box away. Oh, I'm holding it in my hands and I love it. Okay, everybody. Oh my God, this is a copy that I think I'm going to have to get graded, because this is probably at least an 8, maybe a 7.5, maybe. I don't know. All right, here we go. On the count of 3, this is the book that I just opened up. Look, I don't have a lot of book. I'm like stalling now. I don't have a lot of old books from this character. I have a couple, and if you count the 90s and the late 80s, then yeah, I got some good Eric Larson. I got a couple of Todd McFarlanes, but this one is extra special key, and it's been on a lot of people's minds, and it is Amazing Spider-Man number 238, the first appearance of Hobgoblin. Baby, you are mine now. You're home. You have found a home. This is found a nice little home in my house. I love it so much. This is John Romita Jr. There's all the talk in the Spider-Verse spec, if you're following that his friend Ned from the Spider-Man movies. In the books, Ned leads. Screw it. Spoilers, everybody. In the book, Ned leads, turns out to be the Hobgoblin. It's a really fantastic cover for sure. But again, major key. I did not pay much for this book. If you search the dark corners of eBay long enough, every once in a while you're going to find something out of nowhere that no one's paying attention to. One book, like this should not be mine for the price that I got for it. But sometimes you swoop in like a fucking hawk out of nowhere and just snatch it from the obscure, before anybody else notices it. So how much? Oh, look, this book is worth, like graded, this book is worth a lot, and not graded, this work is still worth a decent amount. But I paid less than $70 for this book. And I don't want to say how much lower, because it's just kind of gauche to talk about money and all that. But so that's the unboxing part. I feel like I need to hang on this. This is the unboxing part. Amazing Spider-Man 233. And in a different video, this would be the part where it accidentally catches fire, and then I try to put it out, and then inadvertently set the entire house on fire. After this like nice little moment, I accidentally knock something over and fucking the whole place goes up. But it's kind of funny that that's was unboxed, because the next book is another one, And the fun story behind this is this book might have single-handedly been the reason. It wasn't the first comic I bought, but it was when I saw it. It was like, oh, I'm in, and it was, and I had the poster up for a long time, so this is not a surprise to see here, but this is Amazing Spider-Man number 328. Almost, let's see, if that was 238, almost 100 issues later, Todd McFarlane's. This is the Cosmic Spider-Man storyline from Acts of Vengeance when Spider-Man had the cosmic powers. And Joe Fixit, Grey Hulk came and, well, got the ever-living crap beat out of him. Plus, you got to see Todd McFarlane draw Sebastian Shaw. So this, though, back again, when I was talking about how everything was about the art back then, I saw this cover and went, this is why I'm going to be reading comics for the rest of my life. Spider-Man is punching Hulk in the chest and looking like it's nothing. It was a great time to be alive for comics. And since we are doing alphabetical and this is from the same box, the next book we have is The Amazing Spider-Man number 569, New Ways to Die, Book 2. This is another John Romita Jr. cover, who has been involved with Spider-Man off and on throughout. But why is this an important book? Well, I'll tell you. See, a lot of these books, they don't show you the key on the cover. And a lot of times the key becomes the one with the character on the cover. But it's all about perspective and what drives the market, whatever. But I don't care. I have this one. And this is to me, first appearance of Anti-Venom, who is Eddie Brock. Later, Anti-Venom, I think, goes into is Flash Thompson for a little while, but I'm not 100% on that. But this is the first appearance of Anti-Venom, the symbiote. Basically, this will kill, like, it's made to, like, kill other symbiotes. So this is a big issue. This is a big key, but again, without the character on the cover, a lot of times, and everybody just kind of ignores it, but it is still worth something. So Desiree says, I think the first comic I ever bought was the Avengers comic where Mockingbird dies. It was just there in the Family Dollar. I was like, why not? You never know what you're going to find in these bins. Okay. So next up, I'm getting off of like the alphabetizing stuff. Next book I have from my collection is Namor number 1. Now, this is kind of being talked about a little bit right lately because of Namor being in Black Panther or whatever. It's Wakanda Forever. Almost dropped my books. But for me, the more reason I have this is because I love John Byrne. I recently discovered John Byrne, I want to say about a year or so ago. I mean, I knew of him, but it wasn't until I started diving into older comics that I really just found the love for old John Byrne. John Byrne is an amazing artist and writer. He was doing both on the Fantastic Four for a while, but this was his book, Namor the Submariner, Out of the Depths and Into the 90s. Such a 90s thing to say, right? We always had to announce our present. Here come the 90s. There was a lot of that going around. But even if you don't like this book, the art is pretty great. Namor he's a hard guy to love, but I actually like. Again, spoiler alert, I like the people that are kind of difficult and bad guys in comics because bad guys are almost always more interesting than the heroes in some things. So that's Namor into 1. Next up, we have 2 issues that go side by side, in my opinion. This is a store, not a library. Buy something and get out. Those calves are ridiculous. Well, also the wings on the feet are kind of fun too. So the next 2 books we have are Ultimate Fantastic Four number 21 and Ultimate Fantastic Four number 22. Why are these books important? Well, these are the first appearances of the actual Marvel Zombies before Robert Kirkman's Marvel Zombies. They came after this, after these two books. Big issues. These are fun issues, but it's always funny where things start. You know, you wouldn't think certain books would have so many keys, but here we are. Ultimate Fantastic Four number 21 and 22. Marvel Zombies first appearance. I got a bunch of my strawberry watermelon tea ready to go because I haven't talked this much in a while. So how do you want to do this? With my Critical Role tankard. I told somebody I have an actual tankard and they just went, for real? Okay, next book is Incredible Hulk. This isn't all from the same box, actually. Some of these didn't get put in a box yet. This is Incredible Hulk, number 272. What's significant about this book? Well, other than it's got Hulk getting grabbed by a Wendigo, Wendigo. And behind him is getting grabbed by Sasquatch. It's like there's a joke there. A Hulk, a Wendigo, and a Sasquatch walk into a bar. No, but the significant part of this book is that it is the second appearance of Rocket Raccoon. Yep. Rocket Raccoon is kind of in this book, and it counts as his second appearance. Plus, seriously, Hulk versus Wendigo versus Sasquatch. Do I really have to say anymore? Hulk's one of my favorite books of all time. I have almost as many Hulk books as I do X-Men books, kind of. I think Hulk is the book that I have the second most out of any series. But this is a really, really cool book. So, yeah, Marvel Turducken. It's like a fever dream. Up next is just three kind of cool books that I finally picked up from World War Hulk series. It's the World War Hulk X-Men 3 issues. And there's a reason Hulk came after Professor X in World War Hulk, because he was one of the Illuminati who sent him into space, where he ended up on Planet Hulk. And here's issue number 2 and issue number 3. All these by Greg Pak or Gage. I thought these were somebody. Oh yeah, Gage, DeVito, and Villari. Again, I'm a huge Hulk fan. I'm a huge X-Men fan. World War Hulk was a crazy, crazy series. I happen to like it. Next up, though, is a book that I don't think a lot of people have. This is an actual low print run book. There aren't a lot out there. And I do have a few keys, sort of, from this character. He's kind of if you like this character, you like this character. I don't know how valuable his books will ever be, or him as a character. It depends on what they ever do, if they ever do anything. I mean, they will. I mean, he was in the animated series. But this is the final issue of Kazar the Savage. Collector's item last issue. Like, it's almost like they knew... Like they knew that we weren't making a lot of these, so they were telling everybody, this is a collector's item, number 34. So yeah, Kazar Khan, far from the jungle, as on this cover, he is floating off into fucking space. The thing about this issue is, this is where you find out about the people who actually made the Savage Land, the kind of aliens that are the reason the Savage Land exists. I think a lot of people tie the Savage Land in with Magneto from Neil Adams' run on X-Men, but you know how they like to write things. Well, I think the Savage Land is a really cool place in the X-Men stories, and so this is just kind of a cool little fun book. Kazar, number 34, low print run. Okay, next up is... We got 2 books from the upcoming, well, I shouldn't say upcoming, but from the original Marvel Superheroes Secret Wars. God, I got to stop. Like, everything right now is going to be like Secret Wars. So we got Secret Wars number 3 which I believe is the first appearance of Titania, which is something that's important right now for all you She-Hulk fans. Plus, it's a pretty dope cover, making me want to complete my Anarchy collection. Second Secret Wars book we have is number 7, like this cover too, but this is the first appearance of Jennifer Carpenter. I think that's her name. Maybe it's Jessica Carpenter. I'm trying not to get her confused with the actress on from Dexter. But Secret Wars number, it's Spider-Woman's first appearance. This Spider-Woman's first appearance. Secret Wars 4 is the best, is what Dee's telling me. I'm trying to remember what issue 4 looks like. I thought I had it, but I'm not sure. But the next book we have up is I'm a little thrown off here. For some reason, what is this? X-Files season 10, number 3, cover B. So if you, yeah, there was an X-Files season 10 comic book. Again, I don't remember putting this in the pile, and Jesus. You guys see her, right? I need somebody to tell me that you saw me put this up there. I know I was at work for a long time today, and it's been kind of a rough patch, but I haven't experienced missing time like this before. I feel like I'm blacking out or something, because I don't feel like I ever stopped talking. Okay. Well, I mean, it's not like I don't recommend this book. They're not really inherently valuable unless you just really love the X-Files like I do. But this is maybe I just grabbed a bunch of stuff and they kind of slipped in. Maybe they were in maybe piles. I don't know. I know I rushed this. So maybe it's probably just me. It's just coincidence. So I'm gonna like, this is just one big pile. Now I'm a little thrown off. This is just one big pile. These are all the Secret Wars from 2015, Jonathan Hickman's run. Secret Wars. Wow. Secret Wars number 1. All these with Alex Ross covers. Really thrown off here. And again, this is the raw copy I have of Secret Wars number 2. I should probably get this sucker graded if I feel like spending the money, which I never do on grading, like getting them graded. Number 3, which, if you look there, Maker, another Reed Richards. Maker gave me the character of Maker from he's the Ultimate Fantastic Four's Reed Richards. So those like 2 that I showed you with the Marvel Zombies, that's from the Ultimate Universe, and Maker is that universe's Reed Richards. He becomes a bad guy, a real bad guy, and that character got me into wanting to read Fantastic Four again. So all my research and diving into the backlog of Fantastic Four started with that character and going, wow, Reed Richards went real dark, and he was already kind of a dark character in my opinion. Number 4. Number 5. Again, a lot of speculation on what's going to be, what Secret Wars is actually going to be about. Here's number 6. Oh, I hate it when I forget to take the tags off of these things. Number 7. It's kind of hard to see some of these probably. But a lot of this has to do with Doom. So this is cool. This was such a cool moment. I don't know if they'll get around to it, if the Fantastic Four will be around by then. I hope they will be. Giant Thing versus Giant Galactus. Pretty dope. And then Secret Wars number 9, which, after all this, gave us Miles Morales in the 616. Okay. We only have 2 more books that we're going to be talking about. And wow, I did this in like less than an hour. Kind of proud of myself. But I do need to drink a little bit more here. I decided to end with these 2 books because they're just fucking dope. You know, you want to end strong. You want to end real strong. So I don't know which one to start with. So I'm going to go with the one that I got the longest to go. And this is a huge key. This is one of my babies. I love this book so much. I've been wanting this for so long. It's hard. This was the book that really kicked off my I'm going after some X characters. I'm getting some firsts. And I started kind of just nailing all of this character's like big moments. But nothing gets bigger for this character value-wise, really, than Avengers King Size Annual number 10. What's the big deal about King Size Avengers Annual number 10? Well, you got so many things on this cover. And anybody who knows anything knows what this is. But this little person in shadow, who could that be? Well, none other than this is the first appearance of Rogue. Rogue. One of my all-time favorite characters. She's such an awesome character. And no, she is not just a cameo of this in this. This Rogue is all over this book. When she started out, she was working with Mystique here and the Brotherhood of Evil Mutants. And in this book as well, all right, in this book as well, it's when they find Captain Marvel, Carol Danvers, basically dead and sapped of all her powers by Rogue. So we don't see it happen, but it's shown what happened to her. And then they reveal how Carol got hurt. And so first appearance of Rogue, you can't like this. There's not many books for me that topped this when I was, again, this really kicked off for me a lot. And I freaking love this book. Now, last but not least, we got to talk about this book. This, again, some of these books I just want so bad that I don't need a 9.8. And there's something to be said, honestly, about keeping some of these older books alive that aren't in these really fantastic shape that the very few people keep these books in. From this time period, people just did not keep their books in a lot of good shape, and they did not, over the course of time, they're not going to get any better. You can only hope to stall off, their wear and tear. And so you get a book like this and you go, I'm here to keep this book alive. I'm here to keep this thing going. They're already rare. And so the final book we're talking about, and again, like I said, this is probably like a 3.0, but it's still very readable and very cool. And also a key, if you consider that this is Avengers number 25. The first time the Avengers fight Dr. Doom. If you look at it, you go, oh, there's really nothing wrong with it. It's got wear and tear. You can see the corner there. They're a little rough, a little bit. But it's very readable. You can open this sucker up. Avengers number 25. Dr. Doom enters the picture. And this is goodness, man. This is all good time, old time Avengers stuff. So that, for all the people that have been wanting to see some of my collection. That's just part of it. That was just part of one box, mostly one box. So we'll just have to make more of these videos and have more reasons to show off my collection. And so I hope you guys enjoyed talking about them with me or listening to me talk about them. It's good to, start to jabber on a little bit about stuff. It was very necessary, I think, for me to finally just bite the bullet and make something, dust the cobwebs off. So I hope you guys liked this little video. I'll try to get them, if I make more, I'll find another reason to do an unboxing and we'll do something else. And we'll show off more books. Again, Amazing Spider-Man number 238. Where did I put it? Where did it go? Where did you go? Oh, I got to find him. Oh, there he is. The reason that we did this, the excuse that kicked this off. Amazing Spider-Man number 238. Okay, Cancer Man now. It's like why did I put them there? Who put them? Okay, so anyway, I'm going to go off on a high note. This was really weird. This is a weird and fun video, everybody. I don't know what the heck this means for the future of the channel, though. So, again, thanks, everybody, for showing up. We got Darren here. We got Desiree. We got Rena. We got Bill. We got Deborah. We got anybody that was popping in and out that didn't even comment. And Gino, my man Gino was here, or is here, probably just listening, whatever. So thanks everybody for watching. Yeah, we'll see what happens sooner rather than later. We'll try to figure out when the next video will be and what we'll be talking about. I do have a lot to say. Gino is here. I do have a lot to say. I do want to do a catch-up video on some things just to put most modern stuff to bed so I can start thinking about the content that I want to make. So we'll probably be doing that. And we'll be also doing a video on what's been going on with me and all that and why the channel is where it is and my state of my mind. Some of you guys know, some of you guys don't. Some of you only know parts. And I didn't want to really talk about it tonight. I just wanted to do a nice fun video, and here it is. It happened, and I did it in just over an hour. So anyway, if anybody wants to help me out and start looking up missing time, I don't know. I'm going to look up missing time. I'm going to find out what the hell is going on here, and we'll be back with more content on Smirking Reviews. And if you want to rewatch this, or if you got partway through this, if you got all the way here, and I got to tell you that it's over on Smirking Reviews Comics. That's where I'm going to try to put the comic stuff still. Hopefully this is where that video ends up. So have a great night, everybody. Thanks for watching. And yeah, we'll see you next time. Bye.